Hey folks, this is Karen of KT Finances. How are you doing today? It's great to see all of you. So, today I want to talk to you about a very, very important subject, which is, do you know where all your money is going? And I emphasize the your because I mean that. The money that you earn, the money that you have, ultimately belongs to you. And it's your choice what you're going to do with it. So, no shame, no judgments. I'm just saying, you want the money for you. Let's make sure you know where it's going so that you can allocate it appropriately, right? So, here's some of the many, many places that money can be going, and it's a huge challenge. I totally understand. So, it could be going to food. Okay, of course we have to eat. Of course you need food. The thing is, do you really need to go out 10 times a month? Do you really want your extra money to be going there? If you do, that's your choice, but I want you to be aware of it. How about vacations? As a friend of mine told me, she goes, Karen, there's a lot of expectations that we take a lot of vacations and we do them frequently. Really? That's good to know. So, of course, it's wonderful to have fun. It's wonderful to have vacations. I'm all about having fun. I love to travel. I've been very blessed. I've traveled to a lot of different spots all over this world. And we just need to know, do you plan in advance? Do you decide, okay, oh, excuse me, I just had a kale shake. Do you say, okay, this is how much I'm going to spend on my vacation? And then do you spend the time planning? Do you research where you're going to spend that money? Do you try and find, Airbnbs instead of fancy hotels? Or does your budget allow you to have a fancy hotel? Do you know going into these things what it is you're going to spend? Or does it end up, some of it going, or all of it, going on your credit card, and then you have no idea later, as Jesse, who owns You Need a Budget, YNAB, which I advertise for them all the time because I love their paradigm of money management, says, are you spending your future resources? Are you going to put yourself in a situation where yesterday's vacation or last year's vacation is still on that credit card and you're going to have to pay it off? These are all things to think about. How about our businesses? Yikes, right? As an entrepreneur, we love to invest in our businesses, and sometimes even more than we give to ourselves, let alone the vacations. We're just buying more courses, buying more coaches, and those things can be fabulous and really, really helpful. So I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying, are you aware of what you're spending so that you can control it, right? Because this is your business. Another example of what comes up as surprises all too frequently for people are their vehicle expenses. So with our automobiles, if you still have a payment, okay, that's probably every month, so you're probably counting on paying that. But even if you have a paid off vehicle, what happens if your car breaks down? I mean, I know what happened to us just last month where both the trucks had to go into the shop, thousands and thousands of dollars, right? I mean, that's not something that we know exactly how much it's going to be, but we do know that that's going to come up. So we've got to have savings in that arena for something that's an unexpected exact amount expense, but it's not really an unexpected expense, right? I mean, we know perfectly well, we knew we had to maintain our vehicles, and so told the shop guy, happy to do it. We're going to do it. We want those vehicles to last. We don't want to have to buy brand new ones. So we pay the cost. The other thing that comes up could be sometimes people, if they're not planning, are surprised by the registration fees. Now those can be half of $1,000, right? It could easily be $500 for a registration fee for the vehicle. So are you planning for that? Do you know what's coming up? School just started. Did you have a budget for clothes for your children, for yourselves, for their books, for their supplies? Now you knew school was going to start, right? It happens every year, and if you have young children, you know that that's coming up. But it's really easy. Guys, I'm not judging, I'm just sharing. Like, it's really easy to just say, okay, well, that's going to be in September, and right now it's June, and right now we're going to go out on vacation because it's summertime, right? So, what else? Okay, so another thing that sometimes people don't plan for is like Christmas. Do you know what your budget is for Christmas? It's already mid-September. Christmas is like right around the corner. Do you have a little savings set aside so that you can comfortably give the gifts that you're able to afford? Or do you feel like, no, this has to go on a credit card to be able to give those gifts? I want you to think about it. Is that really truly a gift for your family if you can't afford to give that luxurious of a gift? And how will you feel about that gift 6 months into 2019 when you're still paying off that credit card? Right? It's so easy to do that. So another thing that can come up really easily, if you own your own property, like we do, sometimes the renters, now I'm giving personal examples, sometimes the renters don't pay their rent. Oh boy. So now you had rental income, and now you don't have rental income. And not only that, you usually have to fix up the property even more to re-rent it. Now, if you're talking about your own property, how about the gardening, the landscaping? Oh my gosh, the list just goes on and on and on. Our neighbors across the street are putting on a new roof. Yeah, that happens once in a while too. You start getting leaks, you've got to replace your roof. The water heater goes out, you've got to replace it. You know, our dishwasher went out. The list just goes on and on and on. So those are part of the challenges. Now, what is the solution, or what action steps can you take to help this situation? One, and I'll put the link below. Yes, I get a commission. I get I don't know. I get a month free and you get a month free, which is about like $4, okay? But the content itself of YNAB, of you need a budget, of using that is like invaluable. Not to mention that it will set you up so easily, so inexpensively for taxes next year, which after Christmas, it's January, and we've got to work on our taxes. So if you have everything itemized, including your business expenses in YNAB, guess what? Taxes become a breeze. Maybe not fun, but a breeze. A breeze to do them every year. So that's step one. And step two, once you do categorize all those different things, that you know exactly where your money's going. Again, no judgment, just please look at it, because knowledge is super, super powerful. So once you look at that, then you can say, oh, well, I've got some choices here, but I can see I'm over budget every month. Maybe I want to go out to eat 8 times a month instead of 12 times a month. You can make those adjustments once you have the knowledge to do that, and that's so powerful. So the first thing I want you to do, once you determine all the things you're spending money on, is I want to make sure that you have a category that you are paying you. Yep, you heard me right. You pay you first before any of the bills. Now you're going to have a really good idea. That's called savings, my friends. So you're going to have a really good idea by looking at all those data points, right? That you've now discovered what you're spending money on. You're going to have a super good idea what you have available. But I want you to think more deeply than that. I want you to think about yourself as being so valuable and important. So pay you first. You might say, oh, I have $2 left. Seriously? Is that what you want to give to yourself? $2 a month? Mm-mm. You've got to be kinder to yourself than that. You've got to be more loving to yourself than that. I'll allow you to shut your eyes briefly to the rest of your finances while you look at what you're going to pay you. Now, if you really did have $2 extra per month, I don't want you to put $1,000 down because that's not realistic. But I bet that you could squeeze out $100 a month for savings. And if you really don't think that's possible, then start with $50. But start and make yourself the very, very top priority. Okay, we're almost finished here for today. So, once you decide what you're going to pay yourself, you're going to pay you first, right? Then you need to adjust your budget. And folks, there's really only two ways you can do that. You can either, one, bring in more income, which means you can go out and get a little side hustle. Lots of those ideas online. Or you can cut back and say, okay, I don't really want a side hustle, but you know what? I think I could go to the grocery store and make some of my own meals. There's lots of those ideas on Pinterest or wherever. I know a friend of mine, she says she just gets all her recipes on Pinterest. Whatever your source, I've got a ton of cookbooks. Take the time to plan because it will save you a gob of money. You might not even need a side hustle. You might be able to just go out and refigure things and discover that you have money for savings. So that's it for today. I do invite you on Monday. I'm going to be doing another monthly event on Secrets of the Wealthy. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be about 7 p.m. East Coast time. Hope to see a lot of you there, either in person or on the replay. Please come with all your questions. It's an entire hour of free financial coaching. I do market for over 100 of the top national finance firms. I love sitting on your side. I love working with you on, your goals and figuring out what best products might fit for you. I give them all my financial consultations for free. So take me up on it, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.